Okay, so we'll start e4. The bishop out. Prevent the fork. Also brings our dark squared bishop out. So he's going to be pushing up here. I'll block that. He won't want to take here, so he's probably going to push up to finish his pawn structure, which is already on our side of the board. So fairly aggressive opening for him. So we're going to bring our knight out early, so we still have room. I think c4 is actually better. Keeps my queen mobile here. Be pushing up pawn d6 to protect the pawn here. I really like this positioning. He went too far, trying to put pressure on my bishop there, looking for easy capture material, and now he's really not in a good spot. Alright, protecting the pawn with the knight. We're gonna have our pin on the queen. Probably goes to h6 to push us back out. We'll just drop back. So he can't take with the knight. We'll discover the queen. So he's aiming to take with his queen. Which would then get him to g2 and then back up, putting pressure on the bishop. So we're not going to want to take that trade. Just going to drop back. Right now we have, once he takes, we have the diagonal to the weak side of his king. We're not going to take here. Nope. He's leaving his light squares very weak. So we want to make sure that we keep this bishop, that we don't trade it. If we can get a trade on his bishop, that would be better. So I kind of like knight to g4 here, or sorry, no, he also has his bishop, his 2 on this square. So we'll just block that bishop. We'd like the trade if he wants to take it, but he won't. So that is getting pressure on this pawn. Now he can't activate his f8 pawn. It's fine, we'll just drop back. And if he pushes again, we'll lose our pin, which we expect there. But this pawn is only reinforced by this knight, which is hanging. So potentially there is a way to make him move. Okay, so he does do the trade, which we wanted. We can get this knight to move. We have a strong pressure. There might not be a good way to get him to move though. Okay, I just saw it. This here with the fork. So even if he pushes up the pawn, and then we take, and then we move it out of the way. I think this is strong, except yeah, he can't delay because of that fork. So he can't push up with the to g4 with his pawn. And this knight had been causing us problems protecting that e5 pawn. So protection's gone. Take. He is strong on this square. Both knights and queen. Okay, so he's going for castle. We'd like to be on this diagonal, but there's too much activity there. Just like to get this knight out of the way so we can castle. So we'll do that. Because even if he moves out of the way, we're okay with the bishop swap. It also weakens the h5 square if he does move this knight. So there is some strength there with his knight and queen. So we'll reinforce that for now. Still have the castle. We're in a pretty strong spot though. See, this is what we don't want. That knight there. Yeah, so if we already had castled, we could have reinforced him. I think trade's the only option now, and then he's gonna put pressure on our queen, but we are eyeing that h5 square. Now we can also put pressure with the knight, but he get in our way on h5. It'd be better to put the pressure there, but we are pinned with the king. So we might not want to telegraph our move there. We might want to just get castle out of the way. Okay, so now we can make it look like just a retreat. When really we're eyeing up this h6. which he misses. E4 is also strong, but I really don't want him to reinforce this pawn. I just want to take. Even if he moves his knight to put pressure, I'll just drop back. So it's another take. Interesting. He's losing a lot of protection here. Doesn't have a really good way of forcing me to move, right? Like I almost have knight to checkmate. So it looks like he's gonna get his rook here, but then I can just swap. So I guess he's trying to force me to move with the bishop. None are strong though. I'm not sure if I prefer my rook here. Putting pressure there, right? Because he can't take. Or the knight to h6. That's right, with the knights on h6. You can't come here to pressure the pawn, right? Because then the queen's protecting so the rook can get here. But I have to assume my knight's here, he will come out all the way. But I'll do that swap if he wants to, so. He's not in a good spot now. He has to protect with something, either his knight or his rook. Still very good protection on my king. I suppose he could push with the pawn, and then his queen's protecting that bishop, right? So that's probably the move, right? Push with the pawn, queen protect. That's probably what the analysis will say. Right, so I have 11 centipawns above. Okay, no, so it does call for rook there, but we were in good position.